Alright, welcome back everyone, and this world, as you can see, you know what time it is. You know what time it is if you've watched anything from me. But if you don't, you're about to see some amazing things if you haven't seen it already. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, blammo! Look at this. Look at this. Now, I gotta clear something up first. Alright, so I was asked to do this shader pack review a long time ago. Alright, I'm sorry it's taken so long. Things got really busy because school started, and I just had other projects going on, and things just got crazy, and it kind of got pushed to the back burner. And then now I have some time to make it, so here we are. And I've done a little bit more in-depth stuff with this one, just because I'm kind of learning what all I should be doing with these reviews and stuff. So yeah, let's just hop right in. So our normal overview of the shader pack, I am running this on ultra settings. I will at some point, maybe right now, show you what each level looks like with the same picture, just split into, it would be fifths or fourths. I can't remember if I did one of the settings, because one of the settings isn't really meant for continuous play. It's really meant for something else, which I'll show you in a little while. But anyway, so here's our basic overview. You got some nice water. It is a little gelatin-like, but it works. Works really well with the rest of the lighting style and everything. You got the nice waterfall over here, still blocky enough to where it's not completely, taking away the whole Minecraft feel, but it does give it a nice texture and a nice little wave. We got the normal waving of the leaves, I guess you'd call it, the normal wind-blown plants. The double tall plants still don't wave in this one. I think that only happens in Robo. And here's where we got some shallow water. We got a nice bluish tint to the clear parts of it. And yeah, so we can look at the shadows here, see how crisp they are. Actually, very nice. The only time it's really not ever that crisp is on the actual player model. I don't know if that's just a limitation or if nobody's just figured it out yet or something. I don't know. But here we have the nice transition into the very clear water into the dark depths. And if we go in, it is still kind of the same fogginess as normal Minecraft. It just gives you that waviness on your screen, like you're, of course, in water. And the particles are really nice, but I think those are always there. They're just more noticeable now. And that always happens with fences. And yeah, so let's go inside and take a look at that. Close the doors. Alright, so we got a fairly homey feel. The glass panes are still the same texture. Connected textures don't work with multiple colors, if you're wondering. And this is running off of Optifine, and I am in Minecraft 1.10, in case you are curious. I would have eventually mentioned it, but let's just mention it now. 1.10, and let me take this away, because I'll show you guys rain and stuff later. But for now, yeah, this is 1.10 with Optifine only. His description does say that's for the shader mod, but it works with Optifine, so I'm assuming this most up-to-date version works. And I can't... It's CUDA version something. I can't remember the version. Version 6.4.56. I didn't check to see if there's a newer one, but normally, once they do a big update like this, they're just small little tweaks and changes that, bugs and stuff. So I don't think we'll have any problem with that. Anyway, we got the nice homey feel. Still bright enough to where you can see, so roleplay, other stuff won't be a problem for visibility-wise. And, yeah, so let's hop on over. We're going to go over to my little cave that I have. And I've actually marked it off with a beacon. Excuse me. Marked it off with a beacon this time so I don't freaking spend time trying to find it. So there's a nice little beacon. There's what the beacon looks like. Beacons never really look that terribly good, in my opinion, in shader packs, just because it's got the extra outside layer. If it was just the inside, I think it might work a bit better. But because of the outside layer, it tends to not look as good as it does in normal Minecraft. So here we are in the depths. Got some nice water going on here, and the lava is looking very, very glowy. And it's not too bad. Got some fire. I mean, yeah, that's not really much to show down underground. You got the nice dark lighting. It's not too dark to where you can't see,
but it's dark enough to where it feels like you're underground, and it's not nighttime necessarily, you're just in a cave. So yeah, that's basically all I got for underground. Got the mobs. I don't think the eyes glow. No, they don't. The only one that it glows in, I believe, is Zesus. Pretty sure that's the only shader pack, any really good shader pack that isn't just trying to copy someone else's or use someone else's as a base, that has the glowing eyes. I'm pretty sure Zesus or Sonic Ethers, however you prefer it. Pretty sure it's the only one that has the glowing eyes. So anyway, and I will be showing you the difference between Ultra and Low. Just, I mean, I know I showed you that picture, but I'm going to show you with a bigger scale on how much more different it looks than just little bitty sections being split up. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the Nether, and I do believe I'm going a bit faster than my normal or my other showcases. It's just, I've realized that I don't need to go super in detail on a lot of stuff. It's just showing you what it's all about. We got some nice lighting here. It's dark enough to where, you know, you feel like you're in an underworldy type place, but it's not so dark that you can't see, which has been a problem with some previous shader packs and some other shader packs that I've tested before that aren't going to make it into the showcases because they didn't really stand up to the other shader packs. And, you know, I want to show you guys the best ones I can possibly find whenever they occur, or the best updates whenever they occur. So we got this going on in here. Got some, it's not overpowering, but the lava is glowing very nicely. We got the new block down here. Got a nice lava looking glow to it, as it should, which is nice. And just overall, it all looks good. Nothing else I can really say about it. The portal is sorry about that. And let me drink some water. There we go. The portal is looking very nice indeed. Got that loud sound. Let me make sure my sounds are not too high. Why did I go to video settings? I don't know. Because I'm smart. Okay, you guys should be good. Even at 100%. I turned the Minecraft sound down to 50%. I normally have it at 100% because I turned it down in here. But anyway, looking very, very portally. If we go back through, we come back over to here. Got the nice shaded, got the God Rays, as a lot of shader packs have, as you can see right there. If you didn't know what those are called God Rays. So, oh, we got a friendly visitor from the other side. All right. So I do believe this is sunset. I might just time lapse the sunset into transition of night, so that you guys can kind of see the transition here, because we will be doing nighttime next, and then we'll be doing the rain, and then I'll be showing you the differences between certain things and the fifth option on quality. But enjoy the little bitty time lapse here. Alright, there is your transition time-lapse, and it is very nice. The night sky does look very well done. You even have twinkling stars, which is very nice and dynamic, how I like things. You got the nice, if we hop down here, got the nice God Rays off of the moon as well. Nice, cool, white light, but it's not so harsh that it feels like it's daytime, of course, as it shouldn't. But it's not too dark either. And it does have a tint of blue in the shadows some places. Or that could just be the way it's rendering for me. But yeah, so this is a very nice mod pack, or not mod pack, shader pack. And probably one that I would use because it'll be good for recording, good for playing with mods, because as mods take up a lot of CPU and graphics, and, well, graphics depending on which mod. Some of them don't take as much graphics, but RAM and CPU hungry mods will run well with a pack like this. Now, something with Sonic Ethers, that's more of vanilla Minecraft that you want to play that on, not so much mods. because something like Lord of the Rings, like if some of you who have been here watching know, Lord of the Rings takes a lot of power. And so you just want to get the lightest thing possible. This and Robo are the two lightest ones out of the ones that I've reviewed so far, which has just been 3, but these two are really light shader packs. So, I mean, this is really all I can show for the nighttime, to be honest. You got the water in the nighttime, you got the nice shadow here, but yeah, there's not really much else. I guess I can show you the pier and stuff so you can see the nighttime lighting with torches and stuff. It's not overpowering, but it's not as like, I guess, dark or fuzzy, you know, as it was in Sonic Ethers, where it was more of a torchlight because it had the whole area a lot darker than what it was. So yeah, let's go inside. Got a nice homey feel, even more so than it was before. And yeah, I think it's overall a very nice shader pack, as I said. And yeah, so let's move on to rain. Alright guys, so we are here in our rainy area. I said it the daytime, we're here in our spruce forest area with our nice cows and stuff. Got the burning zombies over here, but I choose this location, for those of you who don't know, because it's nice and open. And one of the things with the new rain technology within the shader packs, actually I'll just show you guys. So let me set it up and I will let it just transition and do what it needs to do all on its own. So weather, rain. So as you can see, this clouds start to morph together to create one giant overcast mass. The rain isn't blue anymore, it is now more of a white streak. The particles are still blue. I don't know, maybe I've just missed the rain always being white, or maybe that's something new with 1.10, I don't know. But as we walk around, you can see that you're getting a glossy look to the grass, and this is the puddle simulation, the wet ground simulation with these shader packs, which is very common in these new updates that are coming out. And as you can see, it's not one big gloss over, it is actually patching itself, probably with a cloud filter type thing on it or something. I don't know what type of filter they put on it to make sure it patched itself, but it would have something attached to it to make sure it did a patchy work and not just all one solid glass-like paint over. So yeah, here is a wide open area with the rain going on. I think there is a slight bigger fog, just like Robo's had. I can't remember if Sonic Ethers had it. I don't think so. But I guess you just go watch the other video and you'll see it for yourself. So we got the nice, I think the stone actually looks darker. Either it's just me, or I think it actually looks darker than it does when it's not raining. So I think that might be a slight feature. We got it in here nice and dry, and there's no, oh yeah, it is definitely darker, because if you look here, if you look there to there, it is most definitely darker. So that is another thing with these shader packs that I figured was a thing, because I always saw it and I was like, I'm not sure if that's just me or if that's actually in the shader pack. Here we have a snow. Not really, it doesn't really work that well in the snowy areas, because it still does gloss it over. Like, even, look at that snow, look at that snow. So I think it's just attached to precipitation as a whole, 'cause I don't think you can differentiate snow from rain. And you know what would be really cool is if the water actually waved faster as it was raining. I don't know, just because the wind does normally go at a higher velocity whenever it's raining, at least for some of the other packs. It doesn't seem so here. Seems like the wind stays about the same. Maybe a bit harsher, but not as noticeable as something like Sonic Ethers or Robo, where it was very noticeable on the wind speed. So just some thoughts, you know, maybe make the water actually just wave faster. I mean, that would give you the impression of it raining. You know, make the leaves swish faster, or just morph more, I guess is what you'd say. Kind of just bend and do a bit more. Also, I don't know if it's just too difficult or what, but having these taller plants and stuff actually wave would be pretty cool, because sugarcane is a flexible plant in the real world. So as these are trying to replicate real world lighting, at least, and wind simulation and water, that would just be a nice little touch. I know the double stack is possible with the Rosebush because we saw it with Robo, so it is possible. I guess it's just a lot of people aren't really worried about it. So I will turn off the rain, and if it takes too long, I'll time lapse it. But if you watch Sonic Ethers, it actually dried up and it was very slow and concise. Same thing with Robo. It took a little bit longer, but yeah. So let's just weather clear and let's see what happens. Alright guys, and there you have your time lapse as you saw, which means it took quite a while for it to actually dry up. We even still have some very tiny little puddles in certain places. You still have a slight glossiness, but it's not too noticeable. If you were just to be walking around, you probably wouldn't notice it all that much except for every once in a while. And also, this visibility depends on screen and how bright you have the gamma and all a bunch of different factors. Got the nice shadows on the plants there, nice shadows on the trees. But, yeah, so now is the time to show you guys. Let's actually just take a quick stroll through the woods first, because I didn't do that during the daytime. But, now it's about time to show you the difference between Ultra, and I'm going to go with the lowest version, because the two in between is just slightly different between the two, to be honest. I mean, it does change quite a bit from low to medium, but, you can always test that out on your own. And I'm showing this because if you do low, it takes less CPU power and it takes less GPU power. And I don't know how badly RAM's affected. I don't think it's affected as badly as the CPU and the GPU, but I could always be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But RAM is always a thing, but I think it's more geared towards the actual generation of the terrain. I can't find my way home because I'm going to show you at home, because I'll give you greater variety of what things look like. So we're gonna just do it across the bay here, and yeah. So if we go here, we are on Ultra right now, and if we go to video settings, shaders, and the same rule applies as in Sonic Ethers. Let me just state that while I'm in here. Performance, you don't want fast render on, because otherwise it will not work, because shader packs are not a fast render type deal. So you have to have that turned off in order for the shaders to work. I stated that in, I believe, the Robo and the, I know I stated in the Sonic Ethers, but I think I did it in the Robo. So if we just go into shader options, this goes for all three of these. Now if we just go into shader options, and as you can see here, profile, we can change it to low. And then watch this very closely out back here. Let me just leave it here for a second so it can like burn into your brain as to what it kind of looks like. I know it's a bit darker than what it is, but yeah, so here we go, done. And then this is what the low version looks like. Still very nice. It is a lot brighter. Not, the shadow isn't as nice. They're not rendered as clean. The waviness is still there. It's a little more subtle, so that's nice. I haven't seen that in a lot of the other ones where they just make the waving more subtle with the wind, but the water definitely changes a lot as it goes from a very glass, well, not glass, but more liquid look to a more flat texturing, kind of smaller bump mapping. And bump mapping is just texture with kind of 3D properties almost. So here's, got the sun going on it. The underneath still looks pretty much the same. Don't really have to change that. But the lighting definitely does change a whole lot. I do believe even the sun lighting changes. We can check that right now. If we just go to Ultra. Yes, and it also takes away the clouds. One thing I didn't notice. I thought it was weird the clouds went away when I turned on low, but I thought, maybe there weren't any clouds to begin with. But that also saves you a lot of rendering without having clouds, because the clouds actually create shadows sometimes with, Sonic Ethers does that. I don't know if this pack does it, but time, oh geez, time set day. Okay, and then we'll just switch back to low, and you can see the difference once again, just to reinforce. And there we go. So there is your difference, and the photo does a probably pretty good job. I haven't made it yet as of recording this, but I'm pretty sure it'll be a good representation of the different stages and how it all looks. If you're not too worried about it looking uber fancy, you just want to have a bit of a change, this is really nice, just going on the low setting on CUDA. So yeah, let me show you the very last profile on this, because it is a bit more extreme, and it will take some finagling to, work out best, because it's meant for something else. So let me just show that to you guys, and we will be ending it off. So we go into options, we go into video settings, we go to shaders, back to shader options, and as you guys probably saw when I switched this twice, you saw me quickly click through this, and you saw something called cinematic. This is a mode where it's basically ultra, but it's got a few more features. So if we turn it on here, as you can see, it might not be as noticeable on YouTube as it does compress it, but if you do it in a, here, let me just do this. You might be able to tell if you have it on 1080, but there is a slight film grain. I'm gonna turn that off because I really don't like that. I don't know if most cinematic cameras have film grain. I'm not a cinematic person with knowledge on that, but I'm just going to turn it off because it does make it a bit crisper. So, and also, I am not touching the mouse. I'm not touching the keyboard. As you can see, it is moving as if I am naturally breathing and just standing there, and my head's kind of just going up and down, just kind of just there. So that is another feature with the cinematic, is that you'll actually have a more realistic look to it. And if you notice, okay, you notice how this pole over here on the right is really fuzzed out? And now it's really crisp, and the background is really focused out, or out, yeah, words, man, is out of focus. This is known as selective focus, and if you're into photography, you get this normally with a macro or a low aperture, or is it low or high? I can't remember. Basically, you would change the aperture to make the background out of focus, or the foreground, or both in some situations. And that's what this cinematic version does, is that as you cross over stuff, it will focus on different things and make other things out of focus. So, and the marker for this is actually your crosshair. So if you put your crosshair on something, it's going to focus on that. If you take it off, it's going to automatically defocus. Focus, defocus. Even the slightest coming off of it will defocus the image. So even if we go here, all right, we have this really in focus, and we come off, and now the background is out in focus, and the foreground is out of focus. And also, if you look at my hand while I swoosh back and forth, there's a slight motion blur. It gets a lot more crazy as I move faster, but there is motion blur in this as well. So as you're running around, kind of just swishing around, doing your thing, there will be motion blur, as most videos and movies and stuff have. Let me turn that back off. And this just makes it look really nice. If we turn on our cinematic camera, not that button, if we turn on our cinematic camera, it does look very nice. If we were to just take a stroll through the woods, it does sometimes autofocus way too much, like especially on these leaves here, as you can tell. But if we just walk on through, we get a nice cinematic type feel to it. And this is why I said it's not really a mode that most people would use, but if you're going to make something like an RPG role play that has cinematic moments in it, where you've got a type of storyline going on with it, and you want to do these Minecraft, not like full-blown animations, but these skits that you always see people doing in Minecraft, this would be a great tool where it looks really, really nice. And, you can actually focus on the character's face, or if you want the background, it's overall going to be great for the cinematographers. Yep, got that word right. All right. And there are a bunch of options to change in here that if you're really going to get into it, you can change the environment, the way it looks, you know, the minimum light, the God rays, if they're on or off, which I don't know why you turn it off, but you can do the windy terrain, you can turn that off so that everything's static. You can turn the clouds on and off. You can turn the reflections on and off. You can just do pretty much anything and everything until you get the exact look that you want, which is really nice. And there's even a vignette apparently attached to this. I didn't think there was a vignette, but apparently there is. Another thing is that there is a lens flare on a super bright material. It shows better in the Nether, so let me just show that real quick, and then we will definitely end this off. Let's just hop in here. I just want to show you this. See? Look, boom. As you can see, it's more noticeable down here, but we got a nice, well, it's not so nice in the Nether. You might want to turn off lens flare or whatever this is in the options off if you're doing video in the Nether, but you've got a lens flare for really bright material, which is what it's meant for. Since fire is bright, technically, it's going to do a lot of lens flare. And as you can see, so if you're to do, I guess depending on the feel you're going for, you might want to turn it off, or you might want to leave it on. I don't know. Depends. I don't know what you want to do with it. So this has been the Kuda shaders 6.4 point something, or I'll have it in the video title, and I'll have the download link down in the description. He does take donations and stuff, which you can help him develop it. And he does have a Skype and a Discord group that you can always give him suggestions on maybe some features you'd like if you're really into this type of stuff. And yeah, so I hope you all did enjoy today's episode. I should have been showing you stats throughout the video on frame rate differences between high, low, and medium. So I'm not gonna like talk about that, but that way you can see. But if you really want to know, because it is more specific to your PC, you need to test it out yourself. So this has been the ooh, look at that, look at that nice motion blur. It even shows in F5. That's cool. Yeah, this has been the Kuda shader pack review by none other than me. And if you don't know my name, just look down below in the description and the channel name and stuff. You know, it's boom, it's just right there. And yeah, so I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, please leave a like and leave a comment if you want another shader pack to be reviewed. I will definitely try and get it done faster this time, as things are starting to not be as crazy as they were beforehand. And I'm just getting back into the swing of things with stuff like this. And if you want to see more gameplay, content, and other stuff like this, subscribe, and I will see you all next time.